Every gear we shift feels like a gift, speeding down the lane. Victor's in our name. We win together, rain or shine. PHG forever, crossing the line. Wheels burn on the track. PHG is where it's at. Roads long and winding, but our team's always grinding. Underneath the starry sky, engines roar, we fly. Sweat beading on our brow. Teamwork's the key right now. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow. Every gear we shift feels like a gift, speeding down the lane. Victories in our name. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow.
And hello, everyone, and welcome to the third round of the first season of the Gran Turismo PHG World Series. If you don't know what PHG stands for, I don't know what you've been doing, but it stands for Papa's House of Games. And real quick, a big thank you to It's Just Carl for the $9.99. Let's go! Let's go! I am joined in the booth by PHG Jay. Jay, are you here with me?
Yes, I am. How's it going, guys? Welcome to PHG.
Awesome. Jay, how are you doing today?
Can't complain. Pretty excited for this race. See a lot of fast drivers here tonight.
A lot of fast drivers indeed. Well, welcome to the booth. This is your first time in the booth, and we are happy to have you. Thank you for being brave enough to give this a shot. Let's take a look real quick at what kind of race we are looking at. We have, well, Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta, 25 laps. We got some custom weather ×2 on the speed. It looks like it's going to be cloudy then sunny in the afternoon, so track's going to warm up as this race goes on. We have a rolling start. Bop is on. We have some setting options: slipstream real, mechanical damage light, ×2 tire wear, ×5 fuel consumption at a 10 liter per second refuel rate. Looks like, let's see, grip off track is real, qualifying 10 minutes, same as the race, and they are going to be in Group 1, which is a an interesting set of cars. A lot of them aren't very well matched, so I'm curious to see what people are going to use. It looks like all tires are usable, no tires are required, so we should be able to see a few variable strategies here. And
Yes,
as we
indeed.
go down, yeah, so pretty straightforward. No required tires. You are in the second split, is that correct, Jay?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Have you been doing a lot of practice?
I have been doing a lot of practice, but I'm in split two. I took a little break, and once I came back, I've been a little bit of rusty, but just trying to get back in the rhythm.
And how do you feel about the Group 1 cars? Are they a car you like to drive, or you kind of stay away from those like I do?
Uh, it's not a car that I drive a lot. I have drove it before, and I've done well in it before, but never drove it in this track, so it's definitely a first for me.
All right, all right. Yeah, and this track particularly, I know IMSA does it. They uh, end the series with the Petite Le Mans, which is a 6-hour race around Road Atlanta, and they do Group 3 and GT cars around, or Group 1, I'm sorry, and Group 3 cars around here. To me, it doesn't seem like a track for these type of high downforce cars, but hey, they do it. It has a lot to offer. We got fast turns, we got heavy braking zones, we got S's. It's going to be interesting. Let's see what kind of cars we got going down here. Because I said earlier, the Group 1 is all spread out. So we got some cars that I don't think exist in real life. Maybe they do, and I'm mistaken. And then we got cars that I know exist in real life. We got the Tomahawk, the Audi R8, the Bugatti
Yep.
VGT, some more Tomahawks, another Bugatti R18, and Tomahawks. Interesting. Interesting. So no Toyotas, no Porsches, none of those Group C cars that are crazy fast but impossible to control. What car do you plan on using if you don't mind disclosing it?
We'll be using the R18.
The R18. Interesting. Did you try other cars or did you just kind of pick that one and figure it out?
I've kind of just picked that one and figured it out, to be honest.
Right on.
Didn't have enough time to practice in general, so if I started trying to playing with other cars, it wouldn't look good for me. So I just kind of felt confident with that one and just stuck by it.
Very good. Yeah, sometimes it's best to just stick with what's working for you and not pay attention to everything else going on. At least that's
Yep.
my experience. I've gotten myself in some trouble in some races where I got really comfortable with a car and then saw everybody was doing something different and ended up ruining my race. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we have the legend himself joining us in the booth, Mr. Toon. How are you doing, sir?
Man of the
Not bad.
hour.
Just was actually able to jump in and make this one, so hope you don't mind my last minute entry into this little spectacle.
No, we love to have you here. How are you doing, man?
Can't complain. As always, life's got its up and downs, but hey,
Indeed.
everything gets better. Just keep your head high, and you'll eventually wind up in greener pastures. So
Indeed.
we've got quite the stacked lobby for split one, don't we? We've got Raider, we've got George, we've got Rowdy, Lyric, Fast Cougar, Racer 51, Veteran, Sal, Shelled, Rick Shear, Root, C-Dubs, and if I remember correctly, isn't our broadcast colleague Leo in this as well?
Leo
Yes,
is
he
in
is.
here along with um did you say is Papa in this split or is he in the second split? Did I miss something?
No, Papa unfortunately had to withdraw due to some real life
Ah,
circumstances. So,
understand.
Papa, we know you're watching. On behalf of all of us in the broadcast booth and part of PHG as a whole, we wish, all the best for you. And we're always right here at a moment's notice if you need anything at all. We all love you, sir.
Yes, indeed. And if y'all don't know, I'm assuming most of you do, but if you're not familiar, Papa is the what's the word you use? Proprietor. There we go.
Yep.
Papa's House of Games. It is Papa. Uh, he's the reason we're all here. So big thanks to Papa, and then also big thanks to PHG Shaggy Doo. He's another reason we're here for the World Series. He's put this whole thing together. He's had some help, but he's the main reason we're here for this World Series, and so far 3 rounds, and it's been absolutely fantastic. I have loved every minute of it. I'm enjoying this kind of producer role of the broadcasting at the moment. I'm having fun. I do apologize, y'all. The stream is going to be a bit choppy. It is. I'm working with not the best equipment, but hopefully you still enjoy it. It is going to be interesting with these Group One cars because they move a lot faster than anything else we've used. So we'll see how the stream holds on there. And it looks like we are going to get started in qualifying. Toon, have you done any practice? I know you've been in Leo's streams and lobbies, but have you tried this out yourself?
No, God, no.
Okay.
Well, let me
Oh,
just
no,
tell you,
no.
turn 1 is very dangerous.
Dangerous turn one.
Turn 1 is also going to be where Leo goes off, because in all the practice I've seen, he has understeered out of turn 1 and into sweet old Barriar's embrace. After about 4 or 5 laps, I don't know if it's dirty air or what, but good lord, you could definitely be off taking a picnic involuntarily if you do not take turn 1 with some sort of grace. I also know that it is a mad dash from start to finish. I think fastest lap that was recorded was what, a 105 or something. So we are definitely going to be seeing some pretty hot laps, and if this race somehow goes over 30 minutes, I'm going to be shocked.
Indeed, yeah. 25 laps around what is not a very long course, and it is, I mean, that back straight is half the track, and it's flat out in these just monster cars. They are quite incredible. I'm assuming everybody's going to be using softs for qualifying. Is that a good assumption, Jay?
Absolutely. I wouldn't see it going any other way.
That makes
It
perfect.
You need the grip for that turn 1. One thing that is a lot of variables that you got to keep in mind in this race, because you're starting off the race, on a kind of, you could say, on a cold day, so your tires will be cold. You got to wait for the tires to warm up, and as the day progresses, as the climate changes, the grip also changes, but you do have to keep in mind the tire wear. So it's almost from what I grasped from the bit of practice that I've gained.
Gotcha. Toon, did you have something to add to that?
I was going to say, due to the 2 times tire wear and the 5 times fuel consumption, it would honestly make sense for everybody to just run softs and then just change them when they go into the box, because their fuel is going to burn out faster than the tires will.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wouldn't be surprised if we just see everybody on softs for this entire race, unless they want to try and shave a couple seconds just to stay on, some mediums or something. And I mean, yeah, the difference between the softs and the mediums in the long run is negligible, especially depending on the car. But if you've got the opportunity to run the best compound for this race and only have to worry about fuel, well, I mean, it's a pretty cut and dry answer if you ask me.
Indeed, yeah. Burning the fuel does make a huge difference. Getting these cars as light as possible is definitely going to help, as we're seeing some pretty tight times up here. Just 2/10 separating Lyric and Rick Shear.
Really?
As
All
we
right.
scroll through. So what kind of times were you guys seeing as a fastest time, Jay, in the lobbies you were in? What were you seeing as a fast time?
So here in a split 1, I've seen a lot of people comfortably doing 106s, which is very, very impressive.
Wow. And what about you, Toon? Have you seen anything below 106?
I think I was watching Leo's stream, and I think Lyric hit a 105. So I'm sure that we're going to be seeing, some times around that ballpark. So, high 105, really low 106. As we see Salamander going spun right round. Will he save it? And yeah, kind of looks like he did.
It's a good opportunity to point out his beautiful livery that he just put together last minute. Sal is one of the best livery makers in the game. He currently is competing in digits. competition. I believe he came runner-up to RJ in the last competition, and he and RJ are back at it again. And this is, of course, the PHG A-Team livery, which I am the co-manager, along with Skeletor, and looking good in those Gulf colors with the blue and the orange. But I don't know about y'all, but making liveries is tough. Do you
Oh,
make
It
yeah.
any
is
liveries,
extremely
Jay?
hard. I definitely do not. Salamander, he's very creative. He makes it look easy. It is not easy.
Yeah, you got to have lots of patience. But I did. Oh, look! Hey, I'm on that car. Way to go, Sal. Look at my logo right there. Pow!
Oh, trying to curry
There
some
you go.
favor, I see. You know, unbiased.
Woo! Yeah, that turn one is a doozy. Before we got started, I was talking to Jay about how I prefer a heavy braking zone turn one over these fast flowing turn ones like you see here. Like I'm more of a Fuji or a Nürburgring GP where you're heavy on the anchors and then doing a full U-turn versus a half brake and then chuck it in like you do in these cars.
You
Well,
see,
I've
I
seen
don't
people
know.
they just
Oh, go
Where
ahead,
they
Jay. I'm sorry.
and I was just gonna say I've seen people they take that turn one flat out, which is again impressive. I don't know how they do it.
confidence,
I
I
call them
guess.
yeah, we call those people aliens.
Yeah, we do have several A-plus drivers in this lobby, so we're going to see plenty of alien behavior. Another thing on this track, this is one of my favorite tracks, except for the pit entry. It is such a challenge to not run over that line and get in the pit entry quickly. And then if we have cars following each other, if you're trying to check up to get in the pit and you got somebody behind you who's not, I think we might see a few accidents coming over the hill going under the bridge. What do you think about that, Toon?
You know, I can honestly agree with that. Now, there's a benefit to these Group 1 cars. They're heavy on the downforce, so luckily it's not too hard to control the car, especially going uphill and gunning it. But, you know, humans make mistakes. That's part of what makes us human. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody has a bit of a brown pants moment going up the hill trying to take a really fast line, and they see a car leaving the box, and you know they start shouting explicatives, and then either taking evasive action or you know trying to get hard on the brakes. But for all we know, one little slip up could be completely inconsequential, or we could have a 13 car pileup depending on how it shapes up. And I mean, depending on what caliber of motorsport fan, you'll either be hoping that there's no carnage, or you'll be sitting there with a Pabst Blue Ribbon hoping to see everybody piled up in turn two.
Indeed. And another thing, I think we might see a few bail out because the penalty line here is at the start of the long straight. So hitting a penalty at the start of the straight, you lose so much time. And if you cross over that yellow line, that's a 3-second penalty. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody was coming in, if they overshoot it a little bit, that they decide to keep going versus trying to still get in the pits and risk that 3-second penalty. And then at the same point, the pit exit is also coming up the hill right after turn one where you have to cross over to the tight braking zone. This track just opens up for a lot of chaos. It looks simple when you look at that track map in the top right hand corner. It does look like a chicken wing, and you think how hard could it be? But this is a surprisingly tricky but very fun track.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is one of my favorite tracks to race on in general. I love Me Road Atlanta. It's such a fun circuit, and the racing can be great, especially if you're racing with somebody you know that you can trust. You can go too wide for most of it. You can even try and send it up the inside going into the chicane. Even though for some reason they call that turn like 10 or 10A and 10B. No, it's just the chicane. It's turn 10 and 11. Get it right. But this this circuit just really affords you great side-by-side racing. But outside of a league, it takes a lot of trust to be able to have that kind of close and intense racing that you want out of a racing sim. That's one of the beauties of motorsport, is just having that intense close racing. It's a nail biter from start to finish, edge of the seat action. But unfortunately, daily races don't really afford that because you can be too wide. And I will give you a couple anecdotes here racing on Road Atlanta. You're coming down towards the beginning of the turkey leg, and next thing you know, you've got somebody door bashing you off into the grass,
Yep.
or you're just getting out of the turkey leg heading onto the long straight. Somebody goes off, gets a penalty, and they decide to take you out, smack you into the wall. So that entire start-finish straight, you're pretty much having to go from a borderline standstill thanks to somebody throwing an absolute temper tantrum, and you're out what would have been like maybe 5 or 6 seconds, but due to the long straight and also being uphill and all of that, and then trying to carry that momentum through the chicane and back down to the start-finish line, you could be down a grand total of, I don't know, 9 or 10 seconds just because somebody wanted to show their lack of maturity. Now, as we are wrapping up the qualifying session, we are on board with Racer 51, who currently is sitting on pole with a 105.916. Definitely not a time to scoff at, but Lyric does have one lap to try and, make a change on that. As we do see Racer 51 go purple though, and is currently gaining on, I believe that is, C-dubs like crazy. So will he be able to get around C-dubs and set an even faster time and get into the 105.8s or the 7s? We're not sure. But what I do know is Racer 51 being behind C-dubs at this moment will afford him some slipstream, but unfortunately it has slowed him down as he is now 1 point. Now he is 1/10 off, and contact in the chicane, kiss the derriere. Well, luckily there was no damage, nobody went off, so maybe we could just write this one off as no harm, no foul, and they come across the line, and we will have to see if Lyric will come across with an answer to Racer 51, and
Nope,
it
Lyric
looks
is
like
done.
that will not be the case. That
See
is
if
unfortunate to
anybody
see,
else. Here we go. Fast Cougar's still on a flyer.
All right, Fast Cougar is currently on a heater coming across the third time check. Ooh, not a heater. Never mind.
Never mind.
Okay, down the grid. Let's. Anybody else? All right. Raider. No. Nope.
Looks like we are finished. Well, there we go. Let's take a look at
Right.
these results. Jay, you want to read us through the order?
Absolutely.
not,
We got
yeah.
PHG Racer 51 with the best lap of 105.916. We have number 2 here, PHG Lyrics in the Bugatti Group 1, also with the 106.45. Very, very close timing. We have PHG George Sr. Driving the R18 with a timing of 106.351. Then following up with position 4, PHG Better Than SRT Tomahawk 106 437. Then we got P5, Rick Shear driving the Bugatti at 106 541. PHE Rowdy with the SRT Tomahawk 106 557. We have Fast Cougar with the 644, and then Raider with the 763. Very, very close timing we have here. Following up in ninth place, Salamander with the 106 985. We have C Dubs with the 107 223. Leo with the 227, very, very close there. And then Shial Delish, I apologize, I definitely butchered his name, 107 429. And Mr. Root here coming in with the 108.310.
Wow.
Yep.
These top 8 within a second. That's
Yeah.
and a mix
Yeah,
of cars.
very, very close.
I was surprised to see an R8 up there. But
I
that's a
think
good
that's the
sign for
only
you,
R18.
Jay. Yeah, R18. Good call, Tune.
Yeah.
Good call, Tune.
I actually think that's the only one in this lobby. Nope. Sheld has it too. Okay,
yeah.
so basically, it seems people have gone out of one of 3 options. You've either gone with the Tomahawk, the Audi, or, oh, what color is your Bugatti?
The
And
Bugatti.
and it seems the Bugatti is currently holding 1-2 at the moment, but I don't know, George Sr. in that R18, that could definitely be a bit of a dark horse. Ferdinand in the Tomahawk in P4 is definitely not out of the running either. But as we move further down the grid, we've got Root in a Bugatti, we got Sheldon in Audi, and then we've got Leo2443YT_PHG_ oops, I hit a tree, oops, I also have to do a wee in the Tomahawk, followed by C-Dubs. Like, honestly, it seems like there really wasn't a bad answer for this. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this shapes up because I also know all three cars are going to be vastly different on fuel. And the one thing that does suck is, well, the Bugatti, its existence, but not only that. We've got 2 VGT cars and then 1 proper Group 1 LMP car.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Call me a Puritan, call me old-fashioned. I don't think we should be having VGTs in this game.
Or put them in a VGT category, right? Not. There should be a Group C, a Group 1, and a VGT. The Group C, the old Mazda, the Nissan, the Jet, those ones should be their own category. And then you have the Toyota, the Porsche, the Audi. I don't know if there's any other more modern, what we would call Group 1 or LMPH cars. And then the VGTs can be their own separate category.
All right. Also, I'm looking over, and apparently it is not George Sr., it is Jorge Sr.
Ah, you know what? He joined my lobbies the other day, and he wasn't under the PHG account, I don't think. I'd never met him before, and I had some of the cleanest racing I've had with him. I think we were both in Supras, and we were just wheel to wheel, and in my stream, I was sitting there, I was like, is it George? Is it Jorge? I was like, when I see it spelled like that, I think Jorge. But, you never know. And then you got the chat reader saying stuff in your ear, and it's just confusing. But Jorge Sr., we will get that right.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Here we go.
But looks like we are about to get this underway. So, unfortunately, we are not having a standing start. It will be a rolling start, so no build-up, no je ne sais quoi. So we're just going to wait, let them start doing their drive, and then it'll literally be off to the races. So, it's going to be dodgy in turn 1, most likely. But I think these guys all know what they're doing, so we're not going to be dealing with too many issues. And while they do all of this, and as they're off, we all know how turn 1, lap 1 works for racing in GT7. So, as they are off, looks like Racer 51 will be holding onto the lead at the moment, was able to make it through nice and clean. Lyric maintaining P2, Vedadan taking P3, and looks like Jorge is in P4 at the moment. So looks like Vedadan was able to get a better run, and Rick Shear in P5. Looks like there's really no drama so far, which is what we love to see.
Beautiful start.
Yes, beautiful start in DJ. Now, since all this is going on, Leo 2443, I took a wee, is now up into P9. And yeah, there's definitely been some moves. And Salamander already has a penalty and fell back into P11. Wonder what happened there. He's got some severe damage on the front end. And it looks like it just went away.
C-Dub's way back there. I'm not sure what happened at the start, if they weren't ready or what, but they are far off the pace. We can take a look at what tires people are running as well, as I'll scroll through here.
What brand are your soft tires?
Brute and Leo racing side by side.
Mm-hmm.
Brute takes the lead.
Very nice through the chicane.
Leo, too wide. Fantastic
Very nice
work.
taken.
That's one of the best overtaking spots on this track, is that chicane right there.
It is, but it's
Jorge is off. And turn 1, and so is Cougar.
So is Cougar.
Oh my gosh.
I thought there was carnage for a sec. My cardiac arrest.
If there's anything to learn for Split 2 racers, the first few turns are going to be very, very cold tires. You have to be careful.
Oh, very much so.
And it looks like most are on the softs. Rick Shear is on the mediums. And everyone else is on softs except for Rick.
Now, speaking of heart attacks, that's probably the second heart attack I've had today, because earlier I caught wind that there was fire near the Waffle House. I thought the Waffle House near me was burning to the ground. I was about to go through the 5 stages of grief. So let's not put dear old Toon's heart through some disarray, because if I lost the Waffle House, I don't know what I would do.
I know, right? You know how much we all love Waffle House.
Exactly.
Waffle House. It's too early to be talking about Waffle House, Toon. We got racing to get to.
You're right. Let's let them fan out, and then we'll get back to it. As we've got Lyric currently sitting about 2 seconds behind Racer 51, give or take. It looks like Racer 51 is able to pull away for the time being, but due to the overall pace, it does beg the question, is anybody currently running a fuel map or short shifting? Judging by Lyric at the moment, he is not fuel mapping whatsoever. So at this rate, will fortune favor the patient, or would it just be better to absolutely, like, send it?
Looking at what I'm seeing, I guess, well, the cars are different, so different cars might have different fuel, but for the most part, everyone seems to be about the same on fuel. As Salamander sends it on Leo there, beautiful send, beautiful, beautiful send, and a beautiful livery as well.
Very much so. Jay, what are your thoughts on what we're seeing so far?
I mean, it is amazing racing. I see people taking beautiful overpass, very clean racing so far from what we're seeing. Everyone is extremely fast here. So I think it's very, very exciting. Definitely expected Racer 51 to take the lead. That's definitely one of the guys I consider an alien.
You know what? I can definitely see that. And TKs, what's the difference between the A team and the elite team? Is it just you have to be an A plus driver to be in the elite, or is there like a different set of criteria? Because we've got a lot of really, really fast drivers. I know there's a few A team drivers. I think there's a couple elite drivers in here too, and I just want to know what like the difference between them is.
Curious to know too.
Yeah, so the difference is yes, A plus. To be on the elite team, you have to be an A plus, but um, they do offer some races to get in because, as we all know, sometimes doing the dailies, getting into an A plus is difficult. You know, if you're grinding through, your DR goes up and down. So they offer an elite team race where drivers such as myself, other A drivers who want to try to get into the elite can do a race, and the top drivers from that race will get into the elite team, even if they don't quite have the A plus. But the main thing is to have that A plus DR. If you have an A DR and you're able to maintain that, you are in the A team, and then B is the Bravo. But they do offer opportunities. But the real goal of the different teams is to help each other get better. So the idea behind it is the elite team can offer assistance, maybe put a lobby up so we can practice stuff together, give pointers and coaching to help each driver progress and get better, and just offer support as well.
All right, understood. So back to the quick racing. I have noticed that Vadadan is now very much ahead of Raider, and Lyric's all the way down to P6. What happened?
Oh, now he's down to P8. Looks like he has some front damage. Getting caught up in the pack there. And a penalty to boot. Oh my goodness. It just keeps getting worse and worse.
This is definitely not looking too good for Lyric, but we still got 19 laps left, so it's anybody's game. And as I always say, anything can happen, anything will happen. And at this rate, everybody's just got to keep doing what they're doing and just not give up. As we see Leo go and send it up the inside and make the overtake on Lyric, what will the recruiting manager for PHG do to hold off the lightning fast Lyric? We will just have to wait and see as they come down towards the start-finish straight for the 7th time of asking, or something like that. And anyway, they're on lap 7. And coming up into turn 1, will Lyric try and set... there was some contact.
I think we have some what's that word? Lag? Netcode, there it is, going on, as these cars don't look like they're ghosting, but I've seen a few cars drive through each other. So, you know, these lobbies are how they are. We're all over the world, all over the continent, and sometimes the servers do the best they can to make sure everybody is going in a straight line, but anytime you have an open lobby, there is netcode issues, and I think we're seeing a few of those there. But you know what? That's part of online racing.
Now, if I'm not
It is.
mistaken, I believe ghosting is on, is it not?
No?
I'm not sure.
I don't believe so. Hold on, let
Beg
me go
your
check.
pardon.
No, you're good. Where
If
is
it
What
is,
are we
it's
on,
just
Route
not
3?
showing that they're ghosting.
Correct.
Ghosting.
This is a great
Ghosting during
livery.
race is set to week.
Weak
So there's
ghosting.
yes,
Okay.
very minuscule ghosting.
I like this livery by Fast Cougar. Do we know if he made that?
Very nice. Very nice color
honestly not
combo.
sure.
Like the blue with the orange there. The hot red.
Actually, how many livery designers do we have in PHG? I know we've got Sal. RJ's a part of PHG. He just doesn't know it yet. We've also got Jay Collins, who does the decals, but I don't know if he does any liveries. And yeah, who all actually does liveries for PHG?
I think it's mostly Jay Collins and Salamander and RJ, like you said. I'm sure there are others. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But I know most of the decals that get put in the game for PHG are Jay Collins.
Okay. Now, as we are on board with Vetter Dan, I should make note that Racer 51 is still flying away from him at the moment. Racer 51 is currently pulling an 8-second gap between himself and P2. There is literally not a single thing that Racer 51 has to worry about at this current juncture. Vetter Dan currently sitting about 3 seconds ahead of Raider, so quite a bit of breathing room. But honestly, I'd say going off in like turn 1 or something will definitely cost him a position or two, or even letting the car slip out from under him coming up the hill through the chicane. That is definitely another area where you do not want to screw up because it will cost you quite a bit of positioning.
Well, let me tell you, Group 1 is in this track. It's very, very easy to make a mistake. So you do have to be very consistent to keep up that lead. So it is anyone's race, as you said.
You really
That
do,
it
and
is.
the grass is ever present, and it's so slippery and so easy to just get a wheel on there, and the next thing you know, especially turn 1, it just like sucks you off, and then it's nothing but a field until you hit the wall. So
And I take it doesn't do it in the, hey, how's it going? Let me, kind of suck you off. This is the, hey, guess what? Your race is over, kind of suck you off.
Well, at least speaking for myself, it felt like turn 1 feels different in every lap. So it's something you really have to account for.
I believe that, especially as the tires go, as the weight shifts, temperatures change.
Yes,
A
indeed.
lot can happen. Let's
Also,
see
I
if
noticed
Jorge can
Sheld's
move back
hazards
up
are on.
here. Go ahead, Toon.
Oh, I noticed that Sheld's hazards are on. Not sure if he accidentally flicked them on, if he's currently in auto drive at the moment. We'll just have to take a look, and it looks like it might be auto drive as Jorge moved past him like he was just standing still. So
Interesting.
as we've got Jorge up into P5, Rick Shear's currently in P4. Raiders still holding on to P3, same with Vetter Dan in P2, and Racer 51's off doing his thing. And Sheld is rally crossing in an LMP car and is able to bring it back on track to get through the chicane. And
Beautiful save.
Fantastic save. I'm just not sure if it's auto drive or if he accidentally flicked his hazards on.
Yeah, he may have accidentally hit the button for the hazards, and that was that turn 1 we're talking about. It just sucks you off. But the benefit of especially this Audi, it's all-wheel drive. So when you do get on the grass, it's a little bit easier than some of the cars that have the rear-wheel drive. So that is one benefit. But whew, that was an amazing save. It's so easy to just completely lose it right there.
Oh, without a doubt. But TK's, I think we need to call an audible and find another term for getting pulled out into the grass, because every time we're saying turn 1 sucks you off, I want to giggle like a middle schooler.
Well, maybe you should grow up, Toon. Come on, man.
You should grow up.
Grow up. Act your age.
No,
We're playing a
No.
video game here. Be an adult.
No, I don't wanna. Anyway, as we take a look at Jorge Sr. coming in through the chicane and down into the S's, holding a good line, and definitely not abusing the hybrid system in that R18. I think that's one thing we have yet to touch on, is just the significance of the hybrid system in these cars.
Indeed, and it's tricky. I've never mastered it, but it has to do with how straight the steering wheel is, and I don't know. Do you understand? Do either of you, Jay or Toon, do you know how it works?
No.
Not fully enough to speak on it, but I know driving the R18, I did a practice run. The hybrid system is something you do not need to worry about in this track. It automatically recharges by the time you break turn 1 or the chicane.
Okay, so it's always going to recharge, and I think the deployment. I've watched videos on it. I've tried to understand it, but I think it'll deploy as long as the steering is remotely straight, and then you'll get that hybrid deployment. And then when you're braking or turning, it'll stop deploying and regenerate. So
Okay.
on that long straight, it really does benefit you because your wheel's straight and it's giving you as much hybrid energy as possible.
Okay. I don't know. The hybrid system's weird. I'm just gonna call it like
Yeah.
the Rubik's Cube of GT7.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
I'm also just going to assume that the hybrid system in every car works slightly different as well.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. They all work a little bit differently and have different amounts of power. And it's true. If you look at IMSA or WEC, every car is different. Some cars have a twin turbo V6. Some have a huge V8. Some are naturally aspirated. Some are turboed. And then they all have some type of electric motor giving various power. As we see a bunch of drivers dive into the pits, and Jorge Sr. taking the lead. I'm curious to see what kind of tires, if everybody comes back off on soft tires again. I would imagine so, because we're halfway through this race. Yeah, so the softs seem to be working for everybody. I wouldn't be surprised if they all go back on softs again and refuel and get it going as Jorge gets a penalty.
Question is, will Jorge pit in this round?
He's going to have to, because he is low on fuel, and when you're serving a penalty, you might as well hop into the pits. I'm going to cycle back to these guys coming out of the pits now, because there goes Salamander. Where's Salamander? Salamander made it through as Lyric comes out of the pits, and he went back onto the softs.
Well, here's my question for you, TKs. Who got that dreaded 3-second penalty going into the pits?
Oh, there we go. It is C-Dubs. We knew it was going to happen to somebody. Unfortunately, it happened to C-Dubs. And Fast Cougar is right on the back of him. Ooh. There goes Fast Cougar. Okay, so Fast Cougar pitted as well. That is and Root got that penalty. And now Jorge and Shell are in the pits. Racer 51 has taken the lead again. So Jorge was in, what, 5th place when he passed everybody, when everybody else dove in the pits? Is he going to come out?
Place.
He was in 6th. So curious, yes. Is he going to come out in 6th place? So that would be ahead of Salamander. And he does. He comes out into 3rd. Oh, got another half-second penalty. Come out into 4th. So he came out right as Rick Shear was coming around, and now he's all over the back of him. But Rick is going to get some breathing room. And Jorge did not fuel all the way. A bunch of the drivers took a full tank, and I guess he knew he didn't need a full tank, so might as well just take 3/4.
I mean, yeah, if you think you could swing it, why not? Unless, it was an accidental, I forgot to finish fueling up or got a little trigger happy, and then, well, of course, you better start fuel saving. But other than that, no.
Is Better Dan all over the back? No, that is Root. Okay. So Root just got lapped by Racer 51.
It is definitely not Root's race at the moment, but he's got 9 laps to bounce back. That's plenty of time. And Root, if you're listening, just hang in there, bud, and just keep trying. You'll get it.
Indeed.
Uh,
Root's a good guy. Good guy, man.
yeah,
Keep it going. They're
he's a
all good
great
guys,
guy.
but you know.
Yeah, great guy and a cheater, unlike any other from what I've heard.
It's all
Now,
hearsay. It's
jumping,
all hearsay.
of course. Everything innocent until proven guilty. You know, due process, blah blah blah.
Well, no, if
But
anybody says anything about you, I believe it. But for Root,
oh
it's hearsay.
yeah. That tracks, dick. Now,
Tune. It's good to be in the booth with you, buddy.
right? Missed you, dude. But as we jump on board with Shell, who's currently about 4.5 seconds behind Jorge Sr., and definitely has a very angry Salamander and a very angry Lyric in tow. I don't know what I'd be doing in this situation because Salamander's quick, Lyric is stupid quick. So at this rate, how long can you hold him off? As we also go and check in on Jorge Sr., who is about half a second behind Rick Shear at the moment, and could definitely get an overtake. Oh, definitely can get an overtake done because Rick does have a half-second penalty. So as long as Jorge is able to maintain about a quarter of a second, half second, maybe three-quarter of a second gap, he can definitely overtake Rick Shear. But one thing we haven't touched on is the straight line speed of some of these cars. So we all know Group 1 cars and LMP cars are fast, but since we've also got VGT cars, you know, the made-up cars, do you think they have a slight advantage over some of these other cars in terms of straight line speed? Because, I mean, that is a Bugatti. Like, it's a Bugatti. We all know it's like the fastest road-going car available. So, do you think the Group 1 version of this car, or the made-up Group 1 version of this car, actually carries the speed of its real-life namesake, or do you think PD just does not care about Group 1 enough?
Yes. I think what we learned, I didn't ever do the race, but I watch people stream and the videos and stuff of when they had the Group 1 at Watkins Glen. I think what we learned was the proper LMPH cars, the Audi, the Toyota, the straight line speed was higher because of the hybrid system. However, it couldn't go flat out through the chicane and through, like, the downforce on these VGT cars is greater than the downforce on the proper Group 1 cars. So it's in the turns, in the S's, where we see the advantage go to the Bugatti, and it's probably a bit easier to drive because of that, whereas the Audi is going to have that straight line speed. And I think Jorge's just on another level because he fell back pretty far at the beginning of the race and is already back up to P3. And now he's got Vetterdan in his sights. It'll be interesting with, 6 laps to go. Can he cut a 12.5-second gap and get there?
I mean, it's
Jorge
possible.
is flying.
Yeah. Anything is possible. I don't know, Jay, in your racing experience, do you think it's feasible to pretty much shave 2 seconds a lap off of your gap between you and the car ahead of you?
Well, anything is possible, really. It really comes down to if, top 2 racers in the top 2 positions, if they make any sort of mistake, then it certainly gives them the advantage to definitely close that gap.
Indeed.
All right. Also, I should
Lyric is pushing hard. He has the fastest lap of 106.007, and he is pushing it, trying to get back up in front of some of these. I guess they were midfield when we started the race. What were you going to say there, Toon?
Oh, I was going to bring up the fact that Lyric's still holding on to the fastest lap at the moment, and we've only got going on 5 laps left. So no, you took words
nailed
right
it.
on my mouth.
Great minds think alike, my friend. Great minds think alike.
Also, I want more spicy chicken. Come back to town.
I know, right? I'm going to Orlando again on Sunday. No Ohio in my future, especially not in the wintertime. I'm not going up there. It's cold, bro. I don't like that.
I know it's cold.
I'm
But-
good.
Yeah, but that's where the hot chicken comes in.
Yeah, it is good hot chicken.
It is.
Surprising, Columbus, Ohio, y'all, has really good food. Maybe it's because the Ohio State University's there, and they're like, these college kids need to eat. But if y'all are in Ohio, specifically Columbus, you can't go wrong. Every place I've eaten there has been delicious.
Or if you're just in Ohio and want to come hang out with dear old Toon, come to Columbus. We'll go get hot chicken. And
You got
actually, no,
Salamander
you.
Lyric going too wide.
Oh, too wide.
Very
for
nice.
Ooh! Was there a little bit of argy-bargy going out of that?
A little bit of contact, very cleanly done, I think.
Yeah, it looked clean. That, they're big cars going through there. That was brave. Round the outside, back to the inside. I love overtakes at chicanes because you can go inside on the first one and then outside. You can do it either way. It's just a matter of can you get ahead and will the other person afford you space. And that was some great driving by Lyric and Salamander right there.
That was. This is why these guys are in Split 1. This is why these guys are in the A team, the elite team. Just the amount of wherewithal and skill that they show is just unparalleled. Some of the finest drivers that we know. And as we are cycling through the grid, it seems everything is kind of fanned out a little bit. So here's a quick mini tirade. Oh, and Racer 51 is in the wall! Oh, that is going to be catastrophic for his lead. He's got damage. Will he get a penalty, though?
I don't think he'll get a penalty. I think he's safe on the penalty. Damage will clear. Fortunately, he had a huge gap, but now that gap is dwindling down to 5 seconds. And Betterdan has actually pulled a gap on Jorge. It was 6 seconds. Now we got almost 12.
Oh, I thought the gap for Betterdan and Jorge was already 12 seconds. So I think Jorge's actually chipping away at the gap between himself and Betterdan, but unfortunately there's just not enough time in the day for him to fully catch up. But Betterdan definitely could I mean, it's now even more attainable catch up to Racer 51, who he can see in front of him now. And as we see Betterdan come through the chicane, he's going to have to play very carefully lest he wind up like Racer 51 and spinning off into the wall. I know Racer 51's probably feeling at least the slightest bit discombobulated due to that, especially because the entire ebb and flow, the rhythm of racing and everything just got thrown off by that. But I mean, hats off to Racer 51 for being able to pull off enough of a lead to where he could literally crash and still maintain first place.
Indeed.
Now, you see, I don't race as much as you guys do. I definitely do not race on GT7 like as much as you guys do. I'm over on everything else now, and what's going through your guys' head when you're pulling, really good pace, really good times, really good laps, and you wind up having like a catastrophe happen like we just saw Racer 51. And Lyric gets a half-second penalty for literally nothing.
I'll let you take this one, Jay. What do you think?
You repeat the question, please?
So when you're having a really good lap or you're setting really good pace, like you're in a really good rhythm and it gets upset and you wind up hitting the wall, getting a ridiculous pen or anything like that, what's going through your head?
So it can go either two ways. It really comes down to your, composure. You can either keep it cool, keep calm, and just, try to keep the rhythm, or you just get extremely frustrated. But with that comes consequences because now you start making more mistakes. So the best thing you could do, as Racer 51 did, made a mistake, kept his composure, and just kept driving how he normally was doing.
Indeed. I honestly, I hate, I love winning races, and being out in the lead is great. But I always say I'm the best at ruining my own race. When I'm out front, especially when I have a big lead, it's just like I get in my head, and actually what happens is I lose concentration because I can't focus. And next thing I know, I'm running off the track. So for me, I prefer being close and being tight, and hopefully I don't make a mistake, because I feel like when I'm out front, like Racer 51 was, I end up doing something like that. But I'm also nowhere close to Racer 51's pace, and don't pull gaps like that to where you can spin, crash, smash into the wall, and then just be just fine.
Well, I do have to agree. It is insanely amount of pressure when you're in the lead, and you just want to keep that for the rest of the race. So you can definitely easily get in your head and just mess up your own race.
Yep. And barring a crash or a miraculous puncture in the fuel tank, looks like Racer 51 is not going to have to worry about a single thing for the rest of the race because he's been able to hold on to that 6-second gap between himself and Vanadan. While Jorge, if he just had more time, if Jorge Sr. had just several more laps, he would have caught up to Vanadan because look at him. The gap is now down to 10.5 seconds. There was just not enough time in the day. And I would have loved to see these two go head-to-head at the finish line. But it looks like we might see Sheld and Lyric go head-to-head
Oh,
at the
Shell!
finish line. Oh, and Shell is
Oh,
never mind. I have cursed
oh,
the man. Thanks for having me. Y'all be good. God bless.
Oh my goodness. And Racer 51 is finished with a 6-second lead. Better Dan. And we'll go to Jorge. Now, where did Jorge start? I'm terrible at remembering where people started. Did he start
yeah, I
four?
definitely. He definitely started in the top five position. He made a minor mistake in the beginning of the race, but I want to say it was very impressively done by his end because he
Yeah.
came up in top three after everything.
Yeah, that was an amazing fight through the field, making it work, going one lap extra than the majority of everybody else,
M-
and
Major comeback.
finishing on the podium. That is very, very impressive. And C Dub is the
Actually,
last to cross the line, making it around there.
Jorge started in third.
He started in third. Wow,
So,
so great recovery
yep,
after
finished where he
having some
started.
issues.
And Lyric started in P2, but Veterdan started in P4, so there was a net gain of 2 positions for Veterdan. Anyway, so congratulations to Racer 51 for a dominant showing today. And if we go and take a look at the classified results, we can go and apparently spectate. We can see that Racer 51 did indeed finish where he started. Veterdan was able to secure P2. Jorge Sr. was able to, again, finish where he started, rounding off our podium. We also have Rick Shear in P4, Lyric rounding out our top 5, and also had the fastest lap for the entire race. I honestly expected to see Racer 51 break into the 105 territory, but I guess that just wasn't in the cards. Making our way down the order, we have Sal in P6, followed by Sheld in P7, with Leo2443 YT underscore PHG underscore I need to take a knee in P8. Moving on down the order in P9, we have Raider in P9, followed by Fast Cougar in P10, followed by C-Dubs, Root, and Rowdy rounding out our grid with a did not finish. So, yeah, that was split 1. Jay, you have a race to go catch.
You have a race to go. Jay, final thoughts and big thank you. You did a great job. Your first time commentating here. Thank you so much. Final thoughts.
Yeah, much appreciated. Definitely was an honor. Thank you for having me here, guys, and definitely gonna go out to my races. Final thoughts. I have my nervous system right now about to break down, so I gotta keep myself composed and just remember to breathe.
Very good, sir. Well, thank you so much. You go race. We'll try not to curse you too much with our commentating. And we will take a brief break, and then I believe we are going to be joined by three of the racers who just raced with Rick Shear, Salamander, and Leo. So you take care, sir. Good luck to you, and we'll catch you later. I do want to say, y'all, so Shaggy is hosting the lobby, and I am in the lobby streaming and sharing the stream through Discord, and my poor little laptop is struggling to be able to share that to the other commentators in the Discord, as well as stream it on the internet. The lobby should be just fine that Shaggy is hosting. What you're seeing on the stream is because of me sharing it through the Discord. It is choppy. We do apologize for that. You're more than welcome to. Most of these drivers are streaming, So please feel free to go check out their point of views. We're just here providing commentating if the lag is bothering you, but we're doing the best we can. Hopefully we can upgrade the equipment here in the near future, but just bear with us. If it's an issue, that's no problem. You're more than welcome to go check out another one. Maybe you can just leave the audio on if you want to hear our perspective on it. Toon, any thoughts on this race before we take a break?
Honestly, it was a good race. It was clean for 80% of it. We had some good action. We had drama. We had suspense. We saw an overcut. We saw some great racing, and that's what I love to see in these leagues. And just great showing to Racer 51. Good show to Vetter Dan, Jorge, Rick, Lyric. Like it was a great race to see, and I really hope that the second split can give us the same offerings of great and close racing.
Indeed, I think we will. I think it'll be different. When you have especially these type of cars, they're hard to drive. There's a reason why I'm not wanting to do it because it's hard. It's a different type of driving, and clearly these guys are top drivers and are able to handle these differently. I think the second split we're going to see a little more, maybe a little less separation and a little more closer wheel to wheel action. But we did see some good overtakes into the chicane. It seemed like it was pretty much a soft strategy. We saw one driver do the mediums, but seemed pretty straightforward, and I'm looking forward to the next race. We're going to take a quick break here while we get some other hosts in the room and get everybody set up for the next race. So y'all take care, and we will be back momentarily as I transition the screen.
Wheels burn on the track. PHG is where it's at. Roads long and winding, but our team's always grinding. Underneath the starry sky, engines roar, we fly. Sweat beading on our brow. Teamwork's the key right now. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow. Every gear we shift feels like a gift. Speeding down the lane, victories in our name. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow. Every gear we shift feels like a gift. Speeding down the lane, victors in our name. We win to PHG is where it's at. Roads long and winding, but our team's always grinding. Underneath like a gift, speeding down the lane. Victory's in our name. We win together, rain or shine. PHG forever, crossing the line. Wheels burn on the track. PHG is where it's at. Roads long and winding, but our team's always grinding. Underneath the starry sky, engines roar, we fly. Sweat beading on our brow. Teamwork's the key right now. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow. Every gear we shift feels like a gift, speeding down the lane. Victory's in our name. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make a quick change. We're going to switch over to Salamander's YouTube. We got some feedback here. This is lovely. I'm going to post the link in the Discord or in the chat and pin it, and I'll leave this stream running for a little bit. But please join over at Salamander's, and hopefully we can get a little bit smoother stream going. So here we go. Here is the link. I'm going to pin it, and we're going to leave it going here. So thank you very much.
To say hi.
Grinding underneath the starry sky. Engines roar, we fly. Sweat beading on our brow. Teamwork's the key right now. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow.
And Salamander, can you share your screen in the Discord so we can see what you're seeing?
Every gear we shift feels like
You gotta do the full screen, or like go to full screen on OBS and then share. That's
Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire.
yes.
Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow.
I will talk everybody through what's going on right now. We have It's Just Carl in P1 with a 108.55, which is quite a difference from the first split. Then we have P Choi with a 108.890. PHG KW47 with a 108.944. PHG Racer Dude with a 109.197, but he has gone purple going into the final chicane. Let's see, he's about to cross the line, and he goes P2 with a 109.197. And P Choi, P1 with a 107.2.
On the track, PHG is where it's at. Roads long and winding, but our team's always grinding. Underneath the starry sky.
Okay, well we can switch back.
Sweat beading on our brow.
Never mind. We're gonna come back over here.
Now we win.
I'm gonna remove that pin. Just put a thing. Just let everybody know who's watching you to switch back over here. I will transition. You want to go over to you? That's fine. You ready? Are you ready?
Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow.
You got to be quick to reopen it. You can still open it back up and get your stream going if you do it quick enough. I'm going to go ahead and put this back on so people can see what's going on, even if it's choppy. Though it might not be choppy if I don't share it with y'all, but if I don't share it with y'all, then you don't know what I'm seeing. Let's get Leo's link posted over here. Again,
Correction,
everyone,
y'all. This room will be over here.
we are amateurs, but we're having a good time. And isn't that what's important? And we're learning as we go. It's always good to learn. Go to Leo's channel. He's going to have it. Go see Leo. And that is now pinned. Root says he could have done worse. Yeah. Could you? So let's see if that works. Let me know when you're ready, Leo. Are you up?
Just keep-
Do I need to exit the lobby? Or no, there's room. There's room for you. So I will continue to broadcast this until.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the sharing it in Discord is what overworks the computer. It's trying to stream twice. It's streaming it on YouTube and streaming it in Discord. Looks like you're up. There you go. You just got to join the lobby.
Oh, all of us can join the lobby?
Yeah, there's room.
Oh, okay. All right. So everybody should be able to hear us. Be ready to go. Can y'all see the shared screen there?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
We can see it.
Cool.
All right, let me switch
Looking
back
good.
to this. But you might want to turn your speech chat off. Oh,
On the track, PHG is where it's at.
gotcha. So we are up with you. I'm just gonna leave my stream going a little bit. And they are qualifying right now, Leo. There you go.
Teamwork's the key right now. We win together. Rain or shine, PHG forever. Crossing the line, gasoline and fire. Chasing every desire. Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow. Every gear we shift feels like a gift. Speeding down the lane, victories in our name. We win together, rain or shine, PSG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire,
Yes, sir.
chasing every desire. Around the curves we go.
We know what we're doing. We're professionals.
Keeps our flow.
No, well, I'm trying to figure out how to make this full screen. There we go. That's better. Look at me now, Dad.
Every gear we shift feels like a gift. Speeding down the lane,
It-
victories in our name. We win together, rain or shine.
Indeed. And it's definitely smoother than what I was doing, so that's better. I couldn't even, I was watching my TV. I was not watching what you guys were watching because it was bothering me, so. This is just standard lobby behavior now. As we're on our final lap. And scrolling through here, it looks like we have a lot more R18s. A lot more R18s in this split. And even, I don't know what this car is, but whatever Don Squad's in, I'm a fan of it. Looks like a Group C car. We're not going to be able to see because he's inside. It's a Group C with a beautiful Gulf livery. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see that out there. And it looks like Estacy's got a beautiful livery as well, and I say that because it's an 18 livery and my logo's on it, so therefore it is beautiful. And that's just how things work. No bias at all. I did. I pointed it out, and we watched you drive, and I commented on it and everything. And we also made sure everybody knew that you are competing in Digits 50K subscriber livery contest. And everyone, if you're already signed up for Digits website, go on there and give a thumbs up. Thumbs up equals a vote on there. And if you're not already signed up for Digits website, I mean, I can't believe there's something like this for this game that isn't created by the creators of the game. So it is an excellent resource. There's coaching. There's you can see everybody's stats. There's teams. It's really cool. Do we have results? You want to read them?
Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps a gift, speeding down the lane. Victor's in our name. We win together, rain or shine. PHG forever, crossing the line.
Wait, hold on. Oh, like the beverage? Yeah. You should know then, Leo. Who's a what's it? Shazam!
Wheels burn on the track. PHG is where it's at. Roads long and winding, but our team's always grinding. Underneath the starry sky, engines roar, we fly. Sweat beading on our brow. Teamwork's the key right now. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow. Every gear we shift feels like a gift. Speeding down the lane. Victories in our name. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line.
I think it depends on your strategy, because we saw with Jorge, he went a little bit later and he was having to carve back through the field, and I think it worked out to his advantage to pit later. But if you're up ahead, maybe it's better to pit earlier, kind of like what we're seeing in Daily Race C this week at Monza. Well, reverse than what we're seeing at Monza, because what we're seeing at Monza is go up ahead. If you're up ahead, pit late, and if you're behind, pit early. But I think it might be flip-flopped. But I did not do this race. You three did this race, so I'll leave it up to the experts.
Every gear we shift feels like a gift, speeding down the lane. Victor's in our name. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line. Wheels burn on the track. PHG is where it's at. Roads long and winding, but our team's always grinding. Underneath the starry sky, engines roar, we fly. Sweat beading on our brow. Teamwork's the key right now. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curve